Now, we have lesbian, gay, queer criticism. So, throughout the centuries, the same is true with feminism, okay, as described and as philosophized by Simone de Beauvoir in her book The Second Sex, okay, which she described how women are being used as a tool only in the society and do not have equal footing with men in society. So the same is true with them, lesbian, gay, and queer. Uh, Also revolted against the idea because nga because in a democracy, syempre, in a democracy, people it is enshrined in the constitution na merong equal rights, okay, in the society. So now, and also we can't deny the fact na there are that some texts, no, particular texts, especially in this 21st century, show certain homoerotic tendencies or strong sexual desire for a member of the same sex. But these tendencies only remain as such because such an idea is deemed as taboo by society in general. Kasi nga because of the repressions also by the society. Before yung mga gays, bisexual, okay, na mga authors, they can't really express themselves fully because they are they will be ostracized by the society. Okay? Hindi na sila papapasukin sa society and maraming sasabihin ng society. In United Kingdom before, talagang they may kaso yun. Kasi I think the case is known as immorality. Okay? And pwede silang they can be lynched because of that. Okay? So yun, okay? So we look text, we look for this in text, okay? What homophobic tendencies are present in the text? What do they say about society in general? Homophobic, okay? So those are na mga, for example, may bata tapos dumaan ng isang gay, okay? Tatawagin na tatawagin na ay bakla bakla bakla, so that's a homophobic statement, okay? And also another thing, uh, in a literary another homophobic statement, for example, uh, ay tomboy tomboy tomboy, so those are homophobic. For example, another thing, di ba, ikaw na bakla ka, malas ka talaga sa pamilya, kaya nagkakameron kami dito ng mga kung ano-ano dito ng mga nangyayari sa pamilya namin dahil sa iyo kasi malas ka. So those are homophobic tendencies present in the text. Okay, next is Marxism. Marxism is a social philosophy explicated by Karl Marx in his work Communist Manifesto, the most influential pamphlet until now. Okay, wherein doon niya inexplicate all these struggles of different classes in society, no, because of social stratification. Okay, so according to Marx, no, uh, there is always the struggle between the proletariat or the working people and then the bourgeoisie or the capitalist. Okay, mga kapitalista. So yun doon ang ano niya. So in using Marx, we use iba yung mga kapitalista, I mean yung mga negosyante, and then the proletariat, mga working people, no? Kasi according to Marx, may social classes in a society and a society should perform, okay, kung saang class siya. But then these working people, this proletariat revolted against that idea, okay? So now, so we look at a text from in a Marxist point of view. We can ask the following questions: what material conditions or economic realities are present in the text? How do this affect the character's behavior in the plot? How is social stratification exhibited in the text? Okay? How does the text address the issue of class struggle? Class struggle, ba? mayaman tapos mahirap. For example, your father is working in a apple store. Apple store na nagtitinda ng fruit na apple ha. Hindi yung apple na machine na Power Mac or whatever is that. Okay? So, tapos nahulog yung apple. Pagkatapos, inakusahan ng isang katrabaho niya na yung father mo ay nagnakaw. So, it was reported to the boss. Now, because it was reported to the boss, your father was fired from work and now jobless. Okay? So, now kasi jobless na siya, walang ibang nagtatrabaho sa inyong pamilya. Okay? At tapos, ang dating trabaho ng tatay mo, let's say, is magnanakaw. Pero nagbago na siya. Naghanap siya ng trabaho na disente, na alam niya na makakabuhay sa kanyang pamilya. But then, he is again forced to do that horrifying action because the society, because kung anong nangyari sa kanya, he was fired from his job. Okay? So that is, no, ang tinitingnan natin yung class struggle. So now, class struggle in the society. Now, New Historicism seeks to find meaning in text by considering the work within the framework of the prevailing ideas and assumptions of its historical era. New historians concern themselves with the political function of literature and with the concept of power, the intricate means by which cultures produce and reproduce themselves. These critics focus on revealing the historically specific model of truth and authority, not a truth really, but a cultural construct reflected in a given work. Okay? So in other words, history here is not a mere chronicle of facts and events, but rather a complex description of human reality and evolution of preconceived notions. Literary works may or may not tell us about various factual aspects of the world from which they emerge, but they will tell us about prevailing ways of thinking at that time. Ideas, like for example, ideas of social organization, yung mga prejudices, taboos, they raise questions of interest to anthropologists and sociologists. Okay, so those are what we are looking for in a new historicism. Okay, social organization, mga prejudices dating panahon, and then taboos, and paano yan ngayon view yung mga preconceived notions before. Okay, what is immoral before and what is moral. So before ang mga gays, mga members ng LGBTQ community which I belong, hindi talaga, they cannot come out, but then they can freely flaunt themselves to the public, di ba? So that's it. Now we move to post-colonialism. Post-colonialism refers to work of literature or to works of art after the colonial era. Remember that we were colonized by 3 nations, the Spanish, American, and then the Japanese. So literature after those colonial eras, okay, are considered as post-colonial. So in post-colonial, we look for these questions. Does the text promote or critique a white supremacist ideology? If yes, how is it able to do so? Who are the protagonists of the text? How are they portrayed physically and psychologically? Who are the villains in the text? How are they portrayed physically and psychologically? Okay? How is the idea of othering manifested in the text? Kasi siguro one thing that kasi yung mga Pilipino we like to adapt other culture, probably because of our because we were colonized by 3 nations and hindi natin tinatanggal yung colonial mentality natin, no? We see ourselves as inferior to them, no? Not as equal. Yun ang isang mali natin. We should see ourselves as equal to them, not inferior nor superior to any other nation, but equal. Okay? So that's it. So that's post-colonial. So example of post-colonial literature are the works of F. Lucen, Nick Joaquin, okay, Paz La Torrena, yan, mga post-colonial yan. Thank you for listening. Live Christ, share Christ.